is Historic Preservation Month, and tonight KLTV7's JD Conti gives us a look inside the Liberty Hall Theater in downtown Tyler. The building is almost a century old and is now surrounded by the future.
Downtown Tyler is changing, but Liberty Hall has been here for a while.
When you walk into these buildings, you feel history around you, and that's why it's so important to preserve these places.
Haley Frank is with Main Street Tyler.
So here's another picture of a group of people for the Red Stallion, so one of the other movies that was shown here at Liberty Hall.
The theater has been here since 1930.
It was one of the only theaters to premiere Gone with the Wind.
These bricks are all that remain of the original building. At one point, Frank says 11 theaters stood in downtown. Now Liberty remains. During World War II, Tyler residents brought their donated scrap metal to the theater so it could be used for the war effort.
It's just truly a testament to community.
Other than the bricks, there aren't many signs of the original building. The city of Tyler bought the theater in 2009 and renovated it. The sign outside is an exact replica of the original. And this area behind the second floor, which is now maintenance, is believed to have been where black guests would have sat before desegregation.
This is a picture of its state of disrepair when it closed.
With all the years of history, the Liberty has seen it all.
There was a wedding, yes. People love theaters, and a historic theater just adds to the charm.
But there's still questions if some things actually happened.
There's a rumor that it had an airplane hanging from its ceiling. At one point in its history, there's also a rumor that there was like an elephant on the stage.
Today, the show still goes on with plays, movie showings, and concerts. And as downtown Tyler begins to change, this is one place that isn't.
It really was a place from the beginning for people to gather, and it's going to stay that way because it is such a pillar of not only our downtown, but of Tyler.
JD Conti, KLTV7 News.
Now, if you want to see showtimes and programming, you can scan the QR code you see right there on your screen or click on the big red box on KLTV.com.